Hello everyone. As mentioned in the previous video, today I am going to show you the rest of tools in Adobe Illustrator. You can follow the description mentioned below for each tool. And if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and press the bell button for the upcoming videos. Okay, let's jump into the tutorial. The Rotate tool allows you to rotate shapes in a circular manner. To rotate the object around its center point, drag in a circular motion anywhere in the document window. To rotate the object around a different reference point, click once anywhere in the document window to reposition the reference point. Then move the pointer away from the reference point and drag in a circular motion. The Reflect tool works similarly to the Rotate tool, but instead reflects the image or object instead of just rotating it. Again, you need to select an axis point, then click and drag outside of the shape to reflect it. To draw the invisible axis across which you want the object to reflect, click anywhere in the document window like this to set one point of the axis. The pointer changes to an arrowhead. This tool works similarly to the Reflect and Rotate tools, in that you have to define an axis point, then resize by clicking and dragging outside the shape. To scale relative to a different reference point, click where you want the reference point to be in the document window, move the pointer away from the reference point, and then drag until the object is the desired size. To maintain the object's proportions as it scales, hold down Shift as you drag diagonally like this. The Shear Tool angles and skews your objects to look like they are going back into space. This tool works the same as the previous, where you select an axis point, then click and drag outside of the shape to shear it. The Reshape tool allows you to select multiple anchor points on a line or shape and move them all in the same direction. It's essentially the same as the Direct Selection tool but is easier in maneuvering several points at the same time, especially if you want them all to move in the same direction. Here you can drag the anchor points to increase the widths of objects like this. Now we are going to Liqify Tools. There are Warp, Twirl, Pucker, Bloat, Scallop, Crytallize, and Wrinkle. You cannot use Liqify Tools on linked files or objects that contain text, graphs, or symbols. This is with Tool and you can click or drag over the objects you want to distort like this. This is Warp Tool and you can click or drag over the objects you want to distort like this. This is Twirl Tool and you can click or drag over the objects you want to distort like this. Here is Pucker Tool and you can click or drag over the objects you want to distort like this. Here is Bloat Tool, and you can click or drag over the objects you want to distort like this. This is Scallop Tool, and you can click or drag over the objects you want to distort like this. This is Crytallize Tool, and you can click or drag over the objects you want to distort like this. Final Liqify Tool is Wrinkle Tool, and you can click or drag over the objects you want to distort like this. Here we are going for Free Transform Tool. When you select one or more objects with the Selection tool, a bounding box displays around them. Use the bounding box to easily move, rotate, duplicate, and scale objects by dragging the object or a handle like this. This is Shape Builder Tool, and it allows you to combine multiple shapes in various. Using the Selection tool, select the paths that you need to merge to create the shape. Select the Shape Builder tool from the Tools panel or press Shift+M. By default, the tool is in Merge mode, where you can combine different paths. To break or extract the region from the rest of the shape, move the pointer and click the selected region. The Live Paint Bucket tool lets you paint faces and edges of live paint groups with the current fill and stroke attributes. The tool pointer displays as either 1 or 3 color squares, which represent the selected fill or stroke color, and, if you're using colors from a swatch library, the 2 colors adjacent to the selected color in the library. You can access the adjacent colors, as well as the colors next to those, and so on, by pressing the left or right arrow key. The Live Paint Bucket options let you specify how the Live Paint Bucket tool works, choosing whether to paint just fills, just strokes, or both, as well as how to highlight faces and edges as you move the tool over them. You can see these options by double-clicking the Live Paint Bucket tool. To use the Live Paint Selection tool, you'll need to isolate the objects you want to work with by creating a Live Paint group. Here, this tool allows you to put any design, shape, or text into perspective, and it's extremely useful when designing. You can click and adjust any handle and the grid as you like. You can drag the right or left vanishing point horizontally, and the central vanishing point vertically to adjust the size of the respective planes. You can draw objects in perspective, use the line group tools or rectangle group tools while the grid is visible like this. This is a powerful tool that can make your vector illustrations look more 3D, or photorealistic. Okay. Let's check this tool. For an example, here I draw a banana by pencil tool. Now click on the mesh icon in the sidebar, then click on the lines like this. Now you'll see the mesh lines. Here I select the areas by lasso tool. Now go to swatches and add the colors for your selected areas like this. The Gradient tool works with the Gradient panel. This tool is used to adjust the appearance of the gradient. In Illustrator, you can create the following 3 types of gradients. The Gradient tool and the Gradient panel have many options common between them. However, there are some tasks that you can perform only with the tool or the panel. Using the Gradient tool and the panel, you can specify multiple color stops, their location, and spread. You can also specify the angle at which colors display, the aspect ratio of an elliptical gradient, and the opacity of each color. Gradient Annotator is a slider that shows a starting point, an end point, a midpoint, and 2 color stops for the starting and end points. If you can't see the Gradient Annotator, choose View and Show Gradient Annotator. Alright, now I'm stopping here for today. So, try to use these tools with your artworks, and if you have any questions, leave a comment, and if you learned something from this video, like and share it with your friends. In the next video I will tell you about the rest of the tools. So subscribe the channel now to watch upcoming videos. And press the bell icon. Have a good day.